When you think of import cars, you probably think of cars like the GTR, the Supra, the RX-7, but today we're going to go over cars that you maybe have never even heard of, and a lot of these cars you can even get for a fraction of the price of those other cars. Also, I'm going to start uploading weekly car content to this channel, so if you like the video, please feel free to subscribe down below. If you don't subscribe to the channel, then your car is slow. Number 1 on this list is the Mazda Cosmo. It is a luxury Mazda coupe with an option for a 2-rotor 13B motor or the 3-rotor 20B motor, which is the only 3-rotor engine Mazda ever produced. It has 276 horsepower and 297 foot-pounds of torque. It came in 2 trim packages. First was the Sport package, which had firmer suspension and cloth interior, and secondly the Elegant package, which had softer suspension and all leather interior. The Cosmo was the very first production car to ever have a built-in GPS system. They can be found for sale for around $25,000 to $30,000, for one for sale right now for $25,000 in Florida. They can also be found for cheaper if you want to find one and import it yourself, which is kind of the same thing for all the cars on this list. Next on the list is the Mitsubishi Colt Cyborg.
Championship points and throws it sideways all over the place. Young's in trouble.
It is the JDM version of the Mitsubishi Mirage, and it has a 1.6 MyVec high-revving engine which produces 173 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. With it only weighing 2,300 pounds, it makes it a competitor to cars like the Civic Si. It has stiffer suspension than a basic Mirage, as well as Recaro seats and a white instrument cluster. It is a manual hatch that stands out as people don't even really know this car exists. The price ranges from around $10,000 to $20,000 if you can find one with lower mileage. Next on the list is the Nissan Pulsar GTI-R, which is the car out of all of these cars that I'm going to talk about, the one that I would want the most. If I could find one around me for a decent price, I would probably sell all my cars right now just to buy one. That's how much I want one. You know the GTR as Godzilla, but this car got the nickname Baby Godzilla because it killed it in the rally world. It is a manual, lightweight, turbocharged hatch that can hit 0 to 60 in 5 seconds with the turbocharged SR20 DET engine. It has the Ateza all-wheel drive system, same as the GTR, and I would say move aside Subaru hood scoop because the Pulsar has a giant hood bulge instead to let air in. Less than 15,000 of these were made, and you can find them for anywhere from around $15,000 to $20,000 depending on the mileage and everything, which I think is a steal, and I think these cars are going to be worth a lot more than that in 10 years. I think they're going to probably hit like the $30,000 range in not too long. Next is the Corolla 8.6, but not that one. This is the 8th gen model, which will always get overlooked because it never delivered tofu. The one we'll be talking about today is the 11BZR model, which has a 6-speed manual, a limited slip diff, and of course, what's a Corolla without the 4AGE motor? It has stiff springs, confetti-style interior, and the 11 badge on the front. This is the last Corolla with 11 name, which is kind of sad because after this, they kind of just made pretty basic economy Corollas for a while. One recently sold with 50,000 miles for $10,000, which is a pretty good steal for this car. The Nissan Stasia is a little bit more known than the others on this list, but I think it still deserves a spot here. It is a station wagon that was originally produced to be a competitor to the Subaru Legacy. It features the Ateza all-wheel drive system just like the GTR. It has a few different trim packages, ranging from economy in the naturally aspirated RB20, all the way up to the most desired tier, the Autech, which had the RB26 twin turbo motor out of the GTR. Not only did it have the GTR motor, but it had a 5-speed manual transmission, big Brembo brakes, 17-inch BBS forged wheels, upgraded suspension, and a unique body kit only for the Autech package. The interior is equipped with an R33 GTR steering wheel, GTR-style gauges, and a leather shift knob. The Autech Stasia asks kind of a premium, around $30,000, which is honestly a pretty good deal comparing that to a GTR price. But the more basic Stasia packages with like the RB20 are around like $10 to $15 if you can find a decent one, with upwards of $20,000 with really low mileage. Next is the Mazda Autozam AZ1. It is a tiny K car that is mid-engined and rear-wheel drive. It has a 657cc turbocharged inline-3 motor that produces a measly 64 horsepower, but it only weighs 1,500 pounds, so it's basically like a go-kart. One of the coolest things about this car is that it has gull-wing doors. Who even needs a Mercedes SLS if your Mazda Autozam can do the exact same thing with its doors? They released a special version through Mazda Speed, which came with an all-new body kit, sport seats, strut bars, and the limited slip diff. You can find the Autozam for around $15,000 to $20,000 depending on condition. You've probably heard of K-Trucks, you may have even seen a couple K-Trucks. They are pretty popular now. They used to be really cheap, but now they're kind of expensive. But what I feel like doesn't get the same love are K-Vans. No van in particular here on this list, but we're gonna go over some notable ones that you can usually get for under like $10,000, even sometimes around like $5,000. The Honda Acti, the Suzuki DE51, the Subaru Sambar, and the Mazda Scrum, which is an amazing name. Imagine going and picking up a girl on a first date in a Mazda Scrum. Just seals the deal. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any other cars, because I know there's an entire list of cool cars that I didn't mention in this video, so if we do a part 2, or if there's any cars that I didn't say, leave them down in the comments below. Maybe tell me why you like them, maybe why you should look at importing them instead of these other cars. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.